Hello awesome people, welcome back to paasolocreates video tutorial. My name is Solomon, and in today's video I'm super excited to share with you how to design this church flyer in Adobe Photoshop. So if you are curious like I am, then follow me and I will show you a step by step on how to achieve the same result. But before then, please make sure you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, and then leave a comment below on what you want to see next, what you learned on this video, and more. Alright, but before we start, I would like to show you that I have all the resource files that I'm going to use for this design. Okay, you can check that out using the link in the description below to download so you can follow along. Okay, and also you can download this pretty PSD file. Okay, you can see how organized it is. You can use this in your project as well. Okay, so you can download it from our digital store. We have 3 shops, so you can go and check it out. Okay, so to start with, we can click on either Ctrl+N to create a new document, or we can also come here at the top here and select new, file, new, and a new document is going to open in Photoshop for us. Then from here we can go to print, and we are going to use A4 size. Okay, so when you select that, we can also choose to name the file size over here. So we can maybe say 3 days revival. Okay, so you can either type in the file name and you click on create. A new canvas is going to open in Photoshop for us. Okay, so this is a fresh page with nothing. So let's start by developing the background. So the first ever thing that I'm going to do in magical world of Photoshop is select the rectangle tool. Okay, so this is the first tool that I'm going to use. So with that selected, I'm going to click and drag to draw a rectangle around this canvas. Okay, and leave it when you are okay, or when you are okay with the result. Then I'll go back to my move tool so I can move this document a little bit down. You can also use the arrow keys to toggle with it a little bit. Okay, then from here I can also click on this double arrow to hide this property. I can go to FX, and then let's add a color gradient. So we are adding a gradient overlay. So this is the gradient that we are going to use, not this one. So we'll open this area, and I think I have some awesome gradient that I would like to choose from here. So I think we are going to use something just like this. So I think we are going to use this one. Then when you're okay with the gradient that you are going to use, so let me click on the stops. So the first stop is this. So you can copy the color code so you get the same thing that I am using. So you can also figure it out when next time you are doing same. Click on OK. Then also I would like to reverse this one. So click on here to get the opposite of the gradient. You can also click back to also go back. Okay, then also I would like to trigger with this one a little bit. So let's try to change this a bit. So when you turn the angle a little bit, this is the kind of effect you may get. All right, so I would like to settle with something like this. When you're okay with it, you click on the OK. You can see here, so this is what we use here, and you can see we have been able to apply the same thing. And then when you look at it well, you can see we have something going on at the background to distract the viewer view. Okay, so let's try to do the same thing. That's where we'll go to our source files, and I have this pattern that I'm going to use. So if you have been following me on this channel, you can see recently I am falling in love with patterns, so I'm using that a lot. Okay, so that is something that you can also inculcate or copy from us. So graphic design is like copying from somebody and like doing it differently to, or adding some value or stuff to it to make it your own. Okay, you don't have to copy completely, but you have to add your own styles and stuff so that the work will become your own. Then from here I would like to reduce the opacity all the way down to, let's say 5%, 8% too harsh, so let's settle with 4%. I think something like this might work and it is okay. Then also you can see we are getting a lot of space, like the space is closing up. We can click on this small to collapse the group or collapse the effects, but we still have it here. Okay, next you can see from here that we are going to add our logo, our text, our pasta, and this text. Okay, so let me go back. Then the next thing that I would like to do is to add my logo, the logo of the church. All right, so if I add the logo of the church, this is how it is going to look like, because this is different from your church. So please make sure you check your own church logo and you use that as well. Next thing is to go back to my source file again, and then I'll click and drop my pasta of the day into Photoshop, and I'll position him somewhere on the page. When you are okay with it, we can click on this mark to accept changes. Then we can also click on Ctrl O to fit everything to screen. Then from here I have the name of the pasta type here, so the next thing is to add the name of the pasta, the host. So let me only copy the name and I'll zoom in, so you can use the zoom tool here to zoom in and out. So let's zoom in, and if you want to zoom out, you just click backwards, inwards. Then with the help of the text tool, let me paste the name of the pasta, and also you go back to window and select character, and you see that it comes with a paragraph. So we'll open the paragraph and align this one to the left. So make sure you select everything before you align to left. And then I also like to change the text to this text, so make sure you note down the font so you can also use in your subsequent works. Okay, so let me also broaden this a bit so to make that one stand out. Okay, I want the text to be easily readable, that's why I am using those techniques. So I'll bring the text just near to the pasta or the apostle and select white for this, because white can be seen more than the black. Then we can also add our host, so we can just type in ourselves because it's short. And you can see I am typing in small case, but I'm getting uppercase. Why? Because we have this double T turn on. So I'll just click on it and boom, there we go. This is what I have now. And I'll also like to change the font. Okay, so I would like to use something like this, and then Ctrl T for free transform, and I'm going to enlarge this. So please, if you are a beginner in Photoshop, or you have been using Photoshop for a while now, but you are struggling a little bit with it, please, I am organizing, or I am preparing a class for those people, so you can join me on that class. Okay, if you really want to upgrade your Photoshop skills. Okay, so when you join me on that class, we are going to have a lot of benefit, like having a live chat with me every week for 1 month. Okay, then you also have access to me anytime on WhatsApp for me to be mentoring you until you become really good with Photoshop. So please, if Photoshop is something that you want to take it to the next level and earn a lot of money with it, please, I would like you to come join me on this course or on this class, and you will never going to regret it. Okay, next we are going to add this text that you can see here. So it's very simple. With the help of my text tool, I'm going to use that text, type in the 3, then I'm going to increase the size just like this. Okay, so let's go back and see if we are doing it. So I don't think I'm going to use that font. So this is the font that I use actually. So I'll also change this font to the same thing because I want to stay organized. Okay, then Control T for free transform, and let's increase the size of this, and I can position this one here, and I'll change the color to white. Then with the help of the text tool again, or let's make a duplicate of this one, then let's replace the text, type it in small case, and then I will reduce the size of this a bit. Alright, so when I add my text, this is something that you are going to get. So all you need to do is to fine-tune in the small details so that you can get great result, and you can also note down the font that I used over here. Then from here, with the help of my text tool, I have this revival I would like to add. So just add that. Okay, so I'll just add that one. Then with this one, I'll change the font. Okay, and please, I'm using this font for that one also. Change to extra bold, and I'm going to reduce the size all the way down. Okay, so let's go a little bit down, and then with the help of the move tool, you can also click on the V on your keyboard to toggle with the move tool with any tool that you are currently on or currently selected. So I'll position my revival, and also I would like to position the 3 days. Okay, so I think I have to add S here. Alright, then from here you can see that I added some effect on the revival. So let's do the same thing. So the first one was gradient overlay. So when you come to FX, you will see gradient overlay. Gradient overlay layer style is going to open. Then I'll open this one again, and I think I'm going to add this. Okay, alright, so I would like to add something like this. Then also I would also like to click on uncheck the reverse, and boom, this is what I get now. But you can see that it's still not pop up as really as I want. So what I will do next is to add a drop shadow. So drop shadow is here. I'll click that and apply it, and you see one amazing thing that Photoshop can do. It remembers the last settings that you applied and just apply the same thing for you. But in this case, I'll reduce the distance a bit and also the size also a bit. When you are okay with it, please, you can copy the same settings here so you can get the same effect. You click on enter to accept changes. Next, with the help of the rectangle tool, I'm going to draw a line, because the first one I drew a line just like this, and then I'm going to change the fill color from black to white. Okay, so this is something that we are going to get. Then with the shape selected, I'm going to align this one to the center, and with the help of the rectangular marquee tool, I'm going to make a selection here. Okay, so you can also either increase the size a bit, or then from here I will add a negative max. So I'll hold down the shift key, and then I'm going to click on this one. So shift key, hold down, or option, and add a negative max. Then from here, with the help of the text tool, I can also add this. Alright, so you can see we are almost close to this design. So we have added this one. So what left for us to do is to, first of all, I will click on this double T to make it small case. Okay, so this is what I really want. Then from here you can see we have the other people who are going to come on board to preach as well. So I have their image over here, so I'll just click and drag them into Photoshop. Okay, so guys, you can see that I have already placed them in the shade because I want this video to be a little faster. That's why I have done this one. The next thing is to add their names. Okay, so when you add the pictures and their names, the next thing that you can imagine to add is the date, the time, and the venue. So with the help of this shape, I drew a shape just like this, very big one, and I don't want any fill in it, so I'll just turn off the fill and I'm going to add a stroke of white. I'll change this one from line to broken lines, and then I can also increase the size to maybe 8 and click on the move tool. We can also align this one to the center, and then from here I can add the date, the time, and everything. So I have the date over here, copy that, and then with the help of the text tool we can place that, and then I'll also change the font size. Okay, and let's choose the bold one, and then I'm bringing this text down. Let's position this one here. Then the time also comes. Okay, so just duplicate this one and I'm going to paste, bring this one down, and I'm going to change the size of the font to regular. Click on OK. Then lastly, I'm going to add the venue and maybe the time. So with the venue, with the help of the rectangle tool, I can just quickly draw this one, and then I'm going to fill this one with gradient. So FX color overlay or gradient overlay, and boom, we have this gradient that we can add in later. Okay, so this is it. Let's see, I think here is 90. Click on enter, and then let's add the venue. Next, I'll change the color of this one from white to black because it can't be seen well. And also what I can add lastly is with the help of the info, I can just paste in that info, and boom, we will be done from here. Okay, so if I add the contact also, this is how it looks like, but I can see it's too big, so let me reduce the size. Ctrl O to fit everything to screen. So when we check this design with this, you can see we have been able to complete or bought most of the items that we needed. Alright, so please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, because this is the last section of this design. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for clicking. Until next time, peace.